Hi everybody, it's Leonie here from WCKI with a new exciting project. Yes, we are going to knit ourselves a little Sloppy Joe jersey. This pattern is from L and it's pattern number 7438. You can download this from the L website. But if you can't manage to download it, you're more than welcome to send me an email at leoniestanley@outlook.com and I will forward the link to you. The patterns on the L website are free of charge. I'm not going to make copies and send it to you. I will send you the link to the pattern so you can download it, or I'll send you the PDF for the pattern. But again, you're more than welcome to go onto L's website and go and download the pattern number 7438. Now, this is I'm going to teach you now how to read a pattern. If you can already read a pattern, you're more than welcome to skip ahead. But for now, we're going to read our pattern, or learn how to read our pattern. You will see that it says that's your pattern number, and then it's got a sizing there for 57 centimeters to 117 centimeters. Now, I'm going to show you now where you can link this to when we flick over the page. Just remember, it says 57 centimeters to 117 centimeters. And then it says it's classic wool Aran. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a round neck and it's got a raglan sleeve. So it gives you the information of what to expect. You're going to do a round neck and you're going to have raglan sleeves. It suggests that you use classic wool Aran. That is the wool suggestion. And it gives you the sizes 57 to 117 centimeters. Then we've got the young lady with a lovely green jersey on. I was about to call it a shirt. With the jersey on. And then in the corner here, you see a little poppet with the cardigan, which means that this cardigan pattern is included when you download this pattern. And it here says the ABC of basic Aran pattern. So this is a rather easy one. If you are a beginner, it will be ideal for you to start with something like this. So let's get started. So I printed the pages down and I stapled them. I should never have stapled them. I didn't think about that now. But here's your basic pattern. If you have your pattern handy, you can always just follow with me. But I just want to mention a few things to you now. I'm not going to do too much on this pattern, but I'm going to allow you some time to read through it and familiarize yourself with the patterns. What happens if you try to speak too fast? But there's an important note here, and you will find that on all patterns, that they say that if you are not using the yarn as specified, you might not get the same measurements, and then that the pattern company or the designer of the pattern cannot take responsibility for your design going wrong if you are not using the specified wool or the suggested wool. Now, remember on the front it said 57 to 117 centimeters. So let me grab your attention right here where it says measurements. And it says to fit chest or a bust. It starts off, I'm not sure if you can see on mine there. Let's bring it closer. Is the camera going to play along with me? It starts off with 57 centimeters and it ends on 117 centimeters. Sorry, that's a bit of a blur there. So I hope you've got your pattern with you so you can follow. So that is where you can tie it from the front, 57 to 117. When you come here, it says there it is to fit a chest or a bust from 57 centimeters to 117 centimeters. So that is what you'll have to do now in order to determine what size you're going to knit and the amount of stitches that we need to cast on with. You will need to know what your bust measurement is, or if you're making it for a younger, maybe a child or a grandchild or a friend, and it's for a kiddie size, you will then start off with your 57 centimeters. But most important, number one, to fit your chest, and that is where you will find it. So whichever block you then fall into, those are the measurements that you will work down with. Now the next field is called the all-round measurement. This means that once it's been completed, it will give you, if you're looking at the first one now, for instance, the 57 centimeter chest, it will give you 66 centimeters. So you've got 9 centimeters that you can play with. So each one of it, it looks like it is, no, not all 9. Sorry, I thought it was going to be the standard, but it's not. But let's take, for instance, the one where it says 87. If your chest is 87 and you use the pattern with the sizes and the needle specifics as specified here, your finished measurement for your chest will be 100 centimeters. So you can see that you've got some air to breathe in your jersey. Now remember, we are using this to make our little Sloppy Joe jersey. So the more room you allow yourself, the comfier your t-shirt, you see, the comfier your jersey is going to be. Let's try again. I'll put my teeth back and try again. The next field down talks about the length to the back of your neck. So you can measure that now. So if you take it from the base of your neck down to where your waist is or longer, but that is your measurements that you have there. So once again, you can work according to that. And your sleeve seam, there it gives you the length of your sleeve. These are all your finished lengths. Then it says your materials for the pullover or the jersey, the one that I keep on calling either a t-shirt or a shirt. Your pullover, in other words, no opening in the front. It says they suggest with classic wool Aran that you use, they come in 50-gram balls, and if you are making size 57 centimeters, you're going to need 5 balls. And let's look at size 87 centimeters. You're going to use 9 50-gram balls. And they suggest that you use a 5mm knitting needle and a stitch holder. Now, if you cannot find the classic wool Aran, you can replace it with any wool that is a 5mm needle. Just have a look about the thickness of the wool. It's got to be close to the Aran wool that you're buying. Otherwise, you are going to have a different feel to your jersey and your sizing will look slightly different. But bear in mind, we work with our tape measures with us. We can keep an eye on it because we can also do a test, your tension test. Now it says here that in order to test your tension, 17 stitches and 24 rows should give you a 10 centimeter little block. That's if you're using stocking stitch. Now we'll get to the stitches now. But 17 stitches and 24 rows should give you a 10 centimeter block. So what you're going to do to test is take your 5mm needle in your wool. You will cast on 17 stitches. You will knit 24 rows. And at the end of your 24 rows, you should have a 10 centimeter square piece of knitting. Please don't cut the yarn when you get to the end, because you can just, if you're happy with your tension, you can unravel it and unpick it and pull it out and rip it to shreds, but you can use that wool again. If you've noticed that with your 17 stitches and 24 rows with a 5mm needle, your tension is bigger than the 10 centimeters, you need to drop your needle size. I always suggest to drop in halves. So if you used a 5mm, then maybe drop to a 4.5mm. If you're still not happy, we'll drop down to a 4mm. But that is how you will test your tension. Stocking stitch, it means that the first row we knit and the second row we purl. So it's 1 row knit and 1 row purl. If it's still foreign to you when I say knit and purl, don't worry, we'll get to that. All right, but that is where you can see what is the pattern suggested tension for you. Your pattern will always include a list of abbreviations. Now these are pretty standard, but I have noticed on some of the crochet patterns, for instance, that the abbreviation is slightly different, or when you crochet from a diagram, there are slight differences in. So it is advisable that you, whenever you get a new pattern or download a new pattern, always check the abbreviations. Don't assume that it actually means what you think it does. Always just check what the abbreviations say and read the notes. Sometimes on some of the patterns, they actually have a special note for the pattern. Just check there. They'll give you tips on how to increase or decrease or how to do your ribbing. But there will be suggestions on the pattern. So make sure that you do read the pattern before you just dive in and knit or crochet. And then here, start your instructions for your pullover. I hope that gives you a bit of an insight into how to read a pattern. One more thing before I dash off. If you, for instance, chose for the size of 87 centimeters, let's count. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is the 7th size on your pattern, which means then that when you go to casting on your stitches, you'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It shows 85, so it means for my back panel, I need to cast on 85 stitches. So when you see the pattern like this, it says using 5mm needles, cast on, and then it gives you a whole row of stitches in brackets. That is the first size, which is your 57 centimeters. That will be your second size, which is 62. And that is how you then count. So you count where is your size that you're going to use. Make a mark. I made a mark under the 92 centimeter one. I'm busy with this for a client of mine. So I made a marking under 92. So I will then know with 92 centimeters, I'm going to use 9 balls of yarn, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the 8th size. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I will start off with 89 stitches for the back panel for my client's jersey. And that is just a brief introduction on how to read a pattern. Take your pattern, read it like a novel. And when you get to the horror section, stop. I'll hold your hand when we go through it. But it's not that bad. Have fun, read your pattern, familiarize yourself with the pattern, with the concept, with the layout, and I'll see you soon.